Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to start the week 6 lesson of economics for class C1. Our resource material is Cambridge Economics book, which is written by the Brent Titley and Dan Menon. You can also use a reference book of Cambridge, which is written by the Susan Grant. In content section, first of all, we will check the objectives. After that, we will review the last week topic, and then we will discuss about the current week topic, which is the influence of opportunity cost on decision making. And after that, we will summarize the topic and then we will check the assignment. Now come towards the objective. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to explain the opportunity cost with the help of examples, explain the influence of opportunity cost on decision making. Now come towards the review of the last week topic, which was the mobility of factors of production. Factor mobility refers to the ease with which resources or factors of production can be moved from one productive activity to another without incurring significant costs or a loss of output. For example, factors of production may be moved within a firm, between firms in the same industry, between industries, and between different countries. Quantity and quality of factor, discovering new sources of natural resources and increasing the quantity and quality of other factors of production available for productive use, enable firms to produce more goods and services, produce a wider range of goods and services, improve the quality of goods and services, and invent new products and ways of producing them. People and nations all over the world must therefore choose how scarce resources are to be used. That is, we must all choose which goods and services we will produce and consume, because we cannot make everything we want. Now come towards the opportunity cost. The true cost of something is what we have to give up to get it. This cost is known as opportunity cost. It is the benefit we could have enjoyed from the next best alternative we choose to go without. For example, a patch of land can be used for different purposes, like we can build a hospital or a school or a building or a playground, or can use for motorway, etc. Whatever we do, we can choose only one of these options because land is a scarce resource. Another example is, with a limited amount of money, we can go for a holiday tour or can buy a large flat screen television. If we choose to go without the benefit of holiday in order to buy a large flat screen television, the benefit of the holiday we have given up is the real cost of choosing to buy a large flat screen television instead. Every decision we make, either as consumers or producers involves an opportunity cost because the resources we need to produce goods and services are limited in supply and scarce relative to our wants. Choosing one use of resources always means going without another. Consumers must choose how much of their limited incomes to save and how much to spend. For example, if a consumer chooses to save $500, they have given up the opportunity to enjoy $500 of consumer goods and services. Now come towards the choice of the family. A family can choose to cover the floors of their home with carpets or tiles. If the family chooses to buy and fit carpets, then it has decided to go without the benefit of tiled floors. So the tiled floor cost will be known as opportunity cost. Now come towards the choice of the workers. Workers also face many choices. For example, Rehan chose to train as engineer in a local factory for which he is paid $600 per week. To do so, he gave up his next best option to work as a gym instructor, earning $500 per week in a sports center. So a gym instructor's cost will be known as opportunity cost. Now come towards the choice of a producer. Producers must decide what goods and services they will produce, how much they will produce, how much money they will invest in their firms, where to locate them, and how best to obtain and organize the resources they need for production. I am giving you an example here. If a group of entrepreneurs have purchased an area of land and raised $5 million to pay for the resources, they need to build 20 new homes for sale or a new hotel. After considering the two proposals, they decide the construction of a new hotel in their preferred option, and the construction of new homes the next best alternative use of $5 million of resources. This is because they estimate the hotel will be more profitable than the construction and sale of new homes. They are therefore willing to give up the profits they would earn from this next best alternative use of resources. Now come towards the choice of a government. Government must determine how best to spend public money and how they will finance it. For example, should they spend more on providing schools and education or on the construction of new motorways? The opportunity cost of building more motorways will be the foregoing of additional schools and educational services. So the cost of schools and educational services will be known as opportunity cost. Now, what will be the decision? All of the above decisions involve making choices because the goods and services we consume and the resources we use to produce them are limited in supply and scarce relative to our wants. The purpose of economics involves advising how best to use scarce resources in order to make as many goods and services to satisfy as many wants as possible. Now, dear students, come towards the summary. In this lesson, you have learned about the opportunity cost, how choices can be made by consumers, family, workers, producers, and government. We have checked all these groups with the help of examples. Now, in the last, I am giving you an assignment in which you need to solve two questions. The first question is, explain why the scarcity gives rise to an opportunity cost. And the second question is, discuss whether a decision to cut down trees for wood is an appropriate use of our scarce resources. Dear students, you know that if we cut down the trees, what benefit we can take from the wood, just like we can make a sofa, we can make other things, or we can make the houses. But on the other hand, what disadvantages can be there, just like if we will cut down the trees, then we should bear environmental cost. There can be weather change or some other changes. You can take the help from the book as well, dear students. I have give you an idea about the second question. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.